We recording? Alright, we good. Ah, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Rue585 back with another video. And from obviously, as I always say, from the title, the thumbnail, you know what we're here to talk about. Last night's game, the LA Rams, the Minnesota Vikings. We got a lot to talk about, and I got very little time because I got to go pick up my children from school. That's neither here nor there. But anyway. Los Angeles Rams, Minnesota Vikings. This was a shootout, man. Well, first I'm gonna say this: Rams. I know Greg Zerline is out right now, but y'all need to go ahead and fire. What's his name? Ficken, Ficken, Ficken. However you say his name, I need to let him go. Because halfway through the game, well, he missed like a 24-yarder or like a 30-yarder. It wasn't no more than 40 yards. He missed that. Yeah, he was alright on the extra points, but nah, Rams, I need to reevaluate some kickers. Seriously. Who else was it? Jared Goff. Yo, this brother. I know it's early in the season, and I know it's only 4 games, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it at the pace that Jared Goff is going. I might have to go ahead and call it. I know y'all, a lot of people might say I'm a little crazy, but I'm gonna call it Jared Goff MVP. Yeah, I said it. I know you're looking at me like, bro, you tripping. Jared Goff, I'm calling it early. Either him or Gurley, MVP. Y'all saw Jared Goff last night was getting the ball to everybody. Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, uh, Todd Gurley. Who else was it? Brandon Cooks. Yo, he was legit getting it to everybody. And I got the stats right here as always. I know you'll see the thing right there. So, we going to go over the stats real quick. Like I said, Jared Goff, and I know I'm looking a little rough. I got to get my hair redone. Yeah. But real quick, I'm gonna be nice enough again to go over the Vikings stats. Now, again, I'm not gonna say Kirk Cousins was whacked. Nah, Kirk Cousins, 36 for 50, 420 yards, 3 touchdowns. But I think he had that key fumble by our rookie, defensive DT. I don't know his name, but nah, Kirk Cousins, 420 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cousins led rushing too, 4 carries, 28 yards. He did have a big rush. Um, I feel like the Rams D line they kept the Vikings running back Cook in line. He had 10 rushes for 20 yards. And then the Vikings receiving. Thielen is how you say his name. I know that I had seen where he got hit, and they had took him out a couple plays, and he was frustrated. That they took him out the game, but now he killed the Rams DBs. 8 receptions for 130 yards and a touchdown. And then Diggs had 11 receptions for 123 yards. And a couple of the other receivers, had 60 yards or less. So yeah, their defensive line did all right. And that Bar guy, whoever he is, they kept him in check. He got exposed by Cup. Yeah. But anyway, enough talking about the Vikings. On to the Rams. Look at these beautiful stat lines right here. Jared Goff had a perfect passer rating of, I think, 158.3, something like that. Jared Goff, 26 for 33, 465 yards. I think him and Cousins combined for like 1,000 yards, they said. 5 touchdowns for Goff. Johnny Hecker, who had that one fake punt pass play, I wouldn't put that on Hecker for not completing that pass. Josh Reynolds, who I thought was gonna come out, was it last year or the year before? I thought he was gonna be a beast in receiving. He didn't even really go for that ball. It was like he was trying to get a flag, which it would have been all right if he got a flag. But Reynolds, yeah, bro. But anyway, Todd Gurley, like I said, had the 17 rushes for 83 yards. He would have obviously had 100, on the count of he had 70 plus yards receiving. Then Brandon Cooks, had his one, I think wide receiver sweep where he had the one rush for 10 yards. Cooper Kupp almost had 170 yards. He had 9 receptions for 160 yards. Brandon Cooks has 7 receptions for 116 yards. Now, I'm not going to lie. Brandon Cooks, to me, I'm only 6 foot. I'm short. Maybe 6'1". I don't know. But Brandon Cooks is like 5'8". He was dodging tackles and all that. He had 7, like I said, for 116 yards and a touchdown. Robert Woods, yo. We hit the nail with Robert Woods. I thought Sammy Watkins was going to be a steal, which obviously Sammy Watkins is in Kansas City, doing his thing or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. We don't talk about him no more. Robert Woods, like I said, 5 receptions, 100 yards. That play where he held the ball out when he was getting the touchdown. Yo, Robert Woods was killing it, man. Todd Gurley, like I said, 4 receptions, 73 yards. Gerald Everett, 1 reception for 13 yards. And then the defense. Defense was killing it. I think R. Wilson is the middle linebacker. He has 7 tackles. Then I think John Johnson, he has 6 tackles. Marcus Peters, who was injured, I think with the calf injury, he got exposed on a couple plays, obviously because his injury was still fresh, but he still played. He has 6 tackles. Corey Littleton, the guy who had the block punt touchdown last week, he had 5 tackles. Marquise Christian had 5 tackles. And Donald had 3 tackles, a clutch sack that really helped out in the last 2 minutes of the game. That I don't care. Aaron Donald is the most dominant defensive player in the league. Top 5 definitely out of all players in the league right now. Sam Shields had 3 tackles. Nicole Roby Coleman, I think is his name. He had 3 tackles. And Ndamukong Suh, he did have a tackle. He had 2 tackles and a sack. Michael Brockers had a tackle and 2 assists. So all in all, like, yeah, man, the whole squad, offense, defense, did pretty doggone good. What else was it? Like I said, Sam Ficken, bro, my bad, you got to go, man. You got to go. Like I said, man, we could have had the game put away, but you missed some easy field goals. You got to go, man. And that was really all the highlights of the game, man. Like I said, the final score was 38-31. Aaron Donald with that clutch sack, to run time out, get the time low, whatever the case. Rams are 4-0. They got the Seattle Seahawks next. But the Rams are first in the division, 4-0. So I'm not even really worried about it. And you know how the Rams always got the Seahawks, number where it's always a pretty good game. But y'all see whatever's going on in Seattle, yeah. But yeah, y'all. So, as always, like I said, the Rams. Shoot, right now, I'm gonna say, I know it's still early, but I'm gonna give it. The Rams they're gonna clinch their division. I say if the Rams win the next 4 to 5 games, heck, if the Rams have the same record as they did last year, 11-5, or I'm gonna go out on them with 2. If they're going undefeated, I know that's not probable to happen, but all in all, I know the Rams gonna make the playoffs. I'm gonna just say that the Rams gonna make the playoffs, and we gonna just. I feel like because it's Sue and Donald, they definitely gonna, be beating down opposing quarterback, especially with that whole new rule intact, and everything. I thought Donald was gonna get called for a couple hits, he had on the quarterback. He didn't legit hit Cousins or nothing like that bad, but I'm saying you could tap a quarterback, flag on the play. But yeah, man. But anyway, again, like I said, Ram Nation. As I said again, I'm still looking for my Rams hoodie, man. I low key think my wife might have did something with it. I don't know. But yeah, y'all. As always, I'm gonna leave my Twitter down below, my Twitch from my gaming, my email for businesses, business inquiries, anything y'all want to hit me up, hit me through my email. I'm gonna leave the link down below for the highlights of the game. And yeah, y'all, that's really it. So it's your boy Root 585. And yes, if you're wondering, I'm in my bed. You don't like it, so what? But anyway, it's your boy Rule 585, Ram Nation, and I'm out. Peace. Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me, man.